My mother chose to trust my ex instead of me. I will not forgive her. I was raised by a single mom. My dad died 2 years after I was born. I focused on my career for most of my life. And my mom supported me. But when I was 20, I met my ex-girlfriend and we started dating. We were co-workers at first. But she told me she'd be working in a different industry soon. At her new job, she met a new guy who she fell in love with while she was in a relationship with me. I only found out because she admitted to me that she had sex with him after she went out for girls' night with her friends. I immediately broke up with her and kicked her out. After a few hours of trying to process what had happened, my mom called me and yelled at me that she didn't raise me like this. I was confused and asked what she meant, and she said that my ex-girlfriend had accused me of cheating on her and that she had found proof on my phone. I couldn't believe what I had just heard. I tried to talk to my mom and tell her that the exact opposite is true and that she did cheat on me. But she didn't believe me. Part of the reason is probably because she and my mom really loved each other. I never had a problem with that. Up until then, I liked how they got along. My mom called me a liar and she said she would disinherit me from her will since she doesn't have a cheater for a son. She said she never wanted to see me again. Then later my grandparents called me to tell me how disappointed they were in me and that I deserved every bad thing that was coming my way. You know what the worst part was? I found out that my cheating ex-girlfriend continued to see my mom after everything she did. All of this was so painful for me. The only person who sided with me was my best friend who was furious with her. I talked to him and he hugged me and I cried in his arms. I know many people would think that is unusual for two guys. But his support really helped me get through this. A year later, when I was already over it, my doorbell rang, and when I opened it I saw my mom with teary eyes and I started to feel my emotions coming up, and I slammed the door and started crying and asked her what the freaking is she doing here. She said that she wanted to talk to me and that she was so sorry. After she begged for 15 minutes straight, I gave in and opened the door. She said that my ex admitted that she cheated when she was drunk. She apologized profusely and said that she knows that she failed as a mother by not believing her own child. I told her that I accept her apology, but that I don't want to see her now and that I probably can never forgive her. Even though she begged me to forgive her, over the past few months, she started calling me every day, just to hear my voice. As she said she missed me, then apologized again and asked if I could just come over. Her voice always sounds kind of painful and she always says how much she loves me and that even she could understand that I hate her. She can't live with that thought in her head. I don't even hate her. I still love her. She's still my mom, but the trust is broken. I can never trust her again because what if I get into a relationship again? Who says that she wouldn't just take her word over mine again? I appreciate her efforts, but I just can't forgive her or even see her now. And I hope she understands that I need time. After reading too many comments yesterday, I decided to meet with my mom today to clear things up. I texted her to come over and she didn't hesitate. She literally showed up at my door within 15 minutes. Many of you pointed out good points that I should ask her. Even though she called several times, we rarely really talked. So when she came over, I sat her down in the living room. There I asked her about my grandparents, her will, and if she was still in contact with my ex. She explained that she had told my grandparents about my ex. She explained that she had told my grandparents and she had expected them to call me. But it seems they were too stubborn. She also said that I was back in her will. Then she started talking shit about my ex. She said that when she found out, she hit her so hard that my ex lost some teeth. I very much doubt the accuracy of this story detail, but I wanted to share it anyway because it was funny to me to think about. She said she told her to "fuck off" and threw her out of the house. She then started apologizing again, telling me that she knew how badly she had messed up and that I could probably never trust her. But that she wanted to do everything in her power to make this right. She explained that the man before my father had cheated on her. So infidelity was a sensitive subject for her. And then she said that she regretted not believing me or even remotely hearing my side of the story. I sat quietly while she explained all this. I then asked her how I knew I could trust her now. What would happen if I got into a similar situation and she would just throw me away again? She said I had her word, and I replied that her word was basically meaningless since I didn't trust her in the first place. I told her that I couldn't forgive her right now, and that I might never be able to forgive her, but that I saw the effort she was making. And that if she wanted me back in her life, she would have to show me that I could count on her. She started to cry. I could tell she was trying to hold back her tears the whole time. But then she broke down crying, and with a whimpering voice she asked if she could at least give me a hug. I accepted, and she said she's going to make this right no matter what it takes, and then she left. Now, while I am kind of touched by how she shows how much she regrets what she did, I am really worried about my own reaction. When she broke down and I saw my own mother there on the floor crying, I felt nothing. I wasn't sad. I wasn't angry. I wasn't happy. And I certainly didn't show any kind of empathy for her. I just couldn't. During the year I had no contact with her. I refused to go to therapy. Maybe it's not too late to do that now.